Good morning, Deacon John here. It's time for the Blue Water by Carrion Schools video of the day. It's January the 25th as this month keeps marching by. Some special holidays today. We have a Room of One's Own Day from an old novel. And it's important to have a room of one's own, just a place to call yourself, to get away from it all once in a while and to think things through. It's also Fluoride Day, the special ingredient that helps us to prevent cavities for our teeth. And it's National Opposite Day. If you do something the same way all the time, try and do it an opposite way. Maybe you'll learn something new about yourself. And our good news of the day coming up is about a special birthday gift. Everybody have a wonderful.
Well, we ask ourselves the same question very often, especially today, because we are now in one of the most remote places that we'll ever be. And we're doing this in a Guinness World Records attempt to reach the highest mountain of every European country. So yeah, now we are in Finland on the highest point.
What if I told you guys that you weren't actually in Finland right now?
In 1917, Finland was born, which means all of next year is preparations for Finland's giant 100th birthday party. And Norway has come up with a very nice gift idea.
Norway is mulling plans to restitute a peak back to Finland. Now, the mountain itself is in Finnish territory, but the peak lies in Norwegian territory. And one retired geophysicist has come up with the idea of giving them the peak as a birthday present for the centenary of their independence.
I got the idea back in 1972 when I did this gravity survey in the border area. I saw that the highest point in Finland was in a hillside, and the mountain was in Norway. So I wrote a letter to the foreign ministry and proposed that the gift from the Norwegian people to Finland should be the mountain top.
If this goes through, if they move the national borders between Norway and Finland, not only will Finland get a new highest point, not for nothing, they get a new mountain, which anybody would like for their birthday.
Here's a look at this day in history. January 25th.
In 1553, having defied the Pope to divorce his first wife, England's King Henry VIII secretly wed Anne Boleyn. On this day in 1961, President John F. Kennedy held the first presidential news conference carried live on radio and television. Today in 2006, Palestinians went to the polls and elected the Islamic Party Hamas to a majority of parliamentary seats. And on this day in 1905, the world's largest diamond was unearthed. The Cullinan diamond was shipped from South Africa to a diamond cutter in London. The rock was cut into 106 polished diamonds, including the Great Star of Africa. Now that's a lot of bling. And that's this day.
This is Franciscan Media's Saint of the Day for January 25th. Today we celebrate the conversion of St. Paul. Not many saints are remembered for the moment of their conversion, but few saints are like Paul, and few have as dramatic an experience as he did when he encountered Jesus on the road to Damascus. In an instant, Paul saw that he had misused the zeal of his dynamic personality to zealously harass all Christians and all that Jesus stood for. In one moment, Paul became a slave of Christ, whose goal was to be a minister of reconciliation and an instrument to help others experience Jesus. It was one sentence that moved him: "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." In an instant, Paul realized that Jesus was, in fact, the mysterious fulfillment of all he had been blindly pursuing. From that moment on, Paul tirelessly proclaimed and lived out the message of the cross. Paul's writings can be hard to understand and appreciate, but who could question the meaning and beauty of his oft-quoted words in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which begin, "Love is patient, love is kind."
For our joke of the day, what is the best way to talk to T-Rex? From a distance.